Through the haze sits the city of Tijuana. On this side of the border, San Diego, a crossing that sees 50 million people pass through every year, but a border that still represents one of the most divisive issues in American politics. Behind the replacement sections of border wall ordered by Donald Trump, tens of thousands of migrants he decided should wait in Mexico while their asylum claims are processed. But now, on the orders of Joe Biden, the first few finally being allowed into the US. The first bus carrying them, a symbol of a very different immigration policy. For those like Felix, still waiting in Tijuana after fleeing gangs in Honduras, and still too fearful to appear on camera, some hope at last. I'm optimistic, he told us, but the numbers being allowed in are small. I don't know what will happen to me, but I'm more hopeful now. That's a feeling shared on both sides of the border.
This is a very historical moment, and we're talking about families, very vulnerable families that are fleeing from sometimes our own government, from torture. There are survivors of torture. Some are fleeing domestic violence. And so to have people processed, even if it's only 25, it's a huge step in the right direction.
Biden's reversal of a whole host of Trump's immigration policies is personal for Dulce Garcia, herself undocumented, labeled illegal, at risk of deportation under Trump, now seeing a new tone.
The Biden administration introduced a bill, and one of the changes in that bill is to remove from the books the term illegal immigrant. And this is something we have been screaming at the top of our lungs for a long time, to get rid of this hateful rhetoric. This isn't about sticks and stones. This isn't about hurt feelings. This is about how we treat other human beings.
But a change of tone has consequences. Days before Biden's inauguration, a so-called caravan of migrants bound for the US from Central America clashing with police. The White House has warned that the border is still closed, but many are too desperate to listen. And that worries even those here to help.
People are starting to head in this direction, and so we're of course very much concerned about what's going to happen if they get here and the country's not yet ready to or able to admit them, and then what conditions are they going to be living in Mexico or wherever they end up getting stuck.
The routine of border life goes on here. The day workers who come over on foot, not as many these days, a fact of life in the pandemic. Another crisis, like immigration and the border, on which Joe Biden has promised a solution, and which is now his to deliver. Greg Milam, Sky News, San Diego.